We're going to be taking a look at some solo teams for Banshee and also just general 4-man teams for friendship farming. As we all know, friendship farming in Otherworldly Hunt is amazing, so let's go ahead and take a look. Starting off, we're going to go with Genesis Ross. This is one of my favorite ones because it's fast, or relatively fast, it's consistent, and it doesn't care what element you use a lot of the time. So Banshee heals when she hits non-earth units. Genesis Ross does so much damage, he doesn't really care. And you'll notice he's not even in the imprint circuit. You don't need the imprint circuit for this, which is really, really nice. However, if you do have the imprint circuit, I would recommend using it, and we will see why in just a little bit. So Genesis Ross, his build, just make him, like, it doesn't matter. Give him whatever, just make sure he's not super, super fast. You want to make sure, basically, the Banshee's going to split. You're going to, let her recombine, and you want to S3 after she combines. Just make sure that he doesn't S3 before she combines. That's all that really matters. Just have him decently slow with HP, crit chance, crit damage. You can really just run your normal build on him as long as you're not like blazing fast. And blazing fast, I mean like speed boots. Just don't have speed boots and you're probably fine. Daydream Joker, of course, and if you have the imprint circuit, you're probably going to want it, which we'll talk about later. But for now, it's literally just that. It's Genesis Ross. We have 3 people on friendship artifacts. They're all ungeared. Put Genesis Ross in the back, and let's go. So you're going to do your first S2, and then your S3. And you're going to almost kill the Banshee. So she's going to split here. And now Genesis Ross needs to get his S3 back. So your units are all going to go do their thing. And this is like where it just kind of takes a while. Especially if you have, like, I guess the intent lady and she procs. But the Banshees are just going to all do their thing. We put Genesis Ross in the back just because that way, like, he's going to take less damage from just the Banshees hitting him. The Banshee's gonna loop the big Banshee's gonna loop your Genesis Ross a little bit, and you just want to make sure that he doesn't, like, die. She does quite a bit of damage. So here she's gonna recombine. She's gonna straight up murder everybody. To hit you one more time, and you have to survive that poison tick too. So that's why we put him in the back, just make everybody else take all the damage. Pretty straightforward, and it's consistent. So that is one of the, well, that's like the easy setup. Let's take a quick look at why I think you should be in imprint circuit. Alright, so I put Ross in the imprint circuit. You see this little icon here. Let's take a look at his stats. He's got a bit more, HP, a little bit more crit damage, just a little bit over cap here. And the reason for this is, how do we go about doing this? I'm going to pick any book holder. I'm going to pick any mage. We're just going to give them book. And I need to pick somebody who is ungeared. He is probably ungeared. Let's just put him in. I'm just going to use book so we can soul burn Ross S2. It's for the collapse, as you might expect. And you do so much damage, like, with his S3, that if you collapse the boss, you're just going to one-shot her. So, your odds of landing collapse, she has 80 F-res. I didn't think he was going to take turn 1. Whatever. Okay, he did 1,000 damage, okay? We're going to S2 here, just soul burn, so you can see we land a collapse here. And on an auto run, it's 80% or it's a 20% chance to land. And if that happens, you just straight up one-shot her. So, yeah, you might as well be in the imprint circuit just so that you have a 20% chance to one-shot the boss and make your runs go a little bit faster. You might as well. Next up, let's take a look at Schniel. So, Schniel, the thing is, you kind of want all Earth units. Just give me a second to pop the friendship artifacts onto them. Alright, so everybody's got the friendship artifact on. Let's take a look at Schniel's stats. And this is an old strat, but he did, just get buffed, so we can talk about how that affects it. This is probably not how you want him geared exactly. I think a little bit slower is better because just then you'll, less often like you'll S1 instead of S3. It's not really a huge deal though. Because he's PvP relevant, I really like that you can just run him without having to re-gear anything. But let's also, you know, with his buff, we can actually do a thing now where we don't need a healing artifact. You can actually just go Friendship Artifact if he's not Friendship 15 yet. Or I'm going to stop doing him at Friendship 13. Actually, maybe we will go 15 so you can get the barrier strength thing. Anyways, you don't need a healing artifact anymore because he gives barrier on his S3 now. This is, of course, it's a really, really long run. I would highly recommend, like, friendship farming with, like, actual units and doing the kind of, like, a 4-man setup, just because it's, like, it just takes forever. Like, I highly recommend using some DPSs here. But his buff made it so that now, with Indomitable, he just insta-ramps up, and I do have Pursuit on him, so it is a little bit more damage. It's 18k instead of 15k, but it's still really, really slow. You just have to slowly, you know, like, chip away with the S3 damage, and the Banshee's gonna spam proc his S2. This barrier is nice because he doesn't need to use a healing artifact anymore, and also it does a kind of funny thing where it keeps all of your other units alive too, which means that you can push Schniel in the back. Like, for his PvP build, he might have F-Res. Even if he has F-Res, it doesn't really matter because your other units will tank the poisons for you. You probably ideally, like, if you feel like regearing, still want to be below like 100 F-Res just so the Banshee poisons you more consistently, because he does give everybody immunity, and like you have it, like, because they're slow, so maybe sometimes they'll still have their immunity when she attacks them, but in general this is like insanely consistent, really easy to gear. You don't necessarily need Pursuit, just makes it faster. The only thing is, like I said, I think the 3 Earth units is really, really nice to have here. And this will finish eventually. There's also, like, I'll just say it now, there's the Frieren setup, which I'm not really going to get into. You can check out the video I did on it previously. It's just kind of annoying to set up. I won't go super in-depth on it, I'll just go over it really quickly, mainly because that run also takes forever, and I don't want to sit there watching it. So here she heals a little bit. I think 2 more shots and this thing should hopefully finally be dead. And with this, it should finally be done. So yeah, I mean, it's consistent, it's pretty easy, it just takes forever. Worth looking at if you want to, you know, get your Leafs on your Schniel from Friendship 14 or something, though. So besides that, I did mention Frieren really quickly. I'm not going to do the full run, we're just going to take a quick glance at it. For Frieren, it mainly is around the fact that she has this, you know, this artifact and this really, really broken passive. So what you can do is you can kind of just re-gear her. And we're going to look for something like, I don't think I'm necessarily going to select the res set, but you can do something like this. You don't need 100 crit chance. Of course, you can get away with like 85 or yeah, 85 crit chance because, you know, she's light, or the boss is ice. You have elemental advantage, but we do need 200 F-res. And this is like hard to build. Like, we're kind of close here, but it would be like something like this. Do I really want to manually? I'm too lazy to manually regear it. You get the general idea. Like, it would be something like this, but with like more crit chance and more crit damage, less crit chance. So yeah, something like this, just if I could like get the stats, whatever, you get the idea. 6 more crit chance. Definitely there's a better sword than this. Anyways, you just run this and it probably works out fine. Of course, this can be annoying to gear because not everybody has like gear like this. With like, I mean, like these boots are kind of holding the build together. So a way you could 2-man it is, you know, Christy gives all her F-res to the backline. Christy plus Frieren can be a strat that you work with. And this has kind of like the same thing as Schniel, where we don't even have Daydream Joker on this because we need the Lotus Ring to survive. So this run does like just take forever to do. You can ungear Christie, make her die instantly. Frieren whittling down the boss without Daydream Joker is still going to take forever. One more thing that you can do is Wave 1 is gone, which makes it really, really easy to one-shot the boss now. We have Imprint Circuit. Imprint Circuit gives you 100% debuff chance, so we can just, you know, kind of start one-shotting things. And it's like literally anything, right? Like you can literally go like, I'm just picking whatever comes straight to the top of my head. Falcon Artillery, Death Break on S3, pick some like random Earth unit. Who do we go with? Random Earth units kind of like chunk out the boss's HP a little bit, like the Hawk or something, and then just like one-shot it with like Euphine S3 or like Baiken, right? You can do pretty like simple 4-man setups. You could do like Celine plus Baiken or something. Like literally anything, and then your 14 is a flex slot. And while these are like, you'd have to like keep on swapping the units around, of course, but if you're willing to like friendship farm like this, that is a potential option as well. Banshee is really, really easy to kill. The only thing to keep in mind is that unless you're using an extra turn like Baiken, you want to make sure that the boss is above 70% HP before you drop the nuke on it. But with Imprint Circuit giving you 400% crit damage, and then, you know, you have the Ignore Efrez, or the Ignore 15% rather, you'll have really consistent, fast one-shots for you to get through Banshee with. So that is it for the friendship farming guide for Banshee, and good luck with your farming.